Hello, everyone, and welcome to Madden 21. I am so stoked for this game. We started a brand new franchise with me as a character, and it's the very first day of it. We haven't done anything yet, so we're going to go and see what the message from the head coach says. We drafted you because we loved your talent and we're excited to have you on the team, but you didn't play much in college, and we honestly don't know a lot about you. That's what this preseason is about. You'll be playing the first quarter of our game this week. Use it to loosen up, blah, blah, blah. Okay, we got 300 experience points, and we have to generate 50 yards of total offense, and we're only playing one quarter, so we got a boogie. Let's go ahead and start our training first, I guess. I guess I skipped that, didn't I? All right, let's do that. Now, there's going to be audio during this, but I have the audio turned off for the training. The reason is that I turned all the music off on the game because of copyright, and there's still music playing inside the training, so I can't have that. Otherwise, my video will get flagged. All right, so we got to complete 5 passes here. That's 1 for a touchdown, I might add. I am so stoked for this game. I used to play Madden all the time. I haven't played in the last couple games, though, because of everything that's been going on and everything. I haven't even watched a football game in years. So I don't know any of the players. I don't know what's going on in football anymore. But I really miss football. I love the game so much. But I love my country more. And as far as, I'm not going to get all political about it, but as far as that kneeling thing goes, I understand the point that's trying to be made, and I even agree with it somewhat. I don't think anybody should be abused or hurt by anybody. But I don't believe that the national anthem is the place to protest anything. Because I come from a military family, and I have people that I love that died for our country and for our flag and for that anthem, and I can't support it. We are doing all right here. We've only missed 1 so far, so that's awesome. So that is the end of our training. I assume we're going to get some kind of experience for it. I'm not exactly sure. Unfortunately, I wasn't paying a whole lot of attention in the beginning of it because I was kind of talking about something else, but that's okay. Yeah, we got some experience. So we're going to play our first preseason game. It's going to be against the Chargers. And we can either do only the game-defining moments, a full game, offense or defense only. I think we're going to do offense only. Because defense on these Madden games is usually not a lot of fun, to be honest with you. Mainly you're just kind of waiting around for the ball to fly, and then you tackle the guy that has it. The computer does most of the work on defense. And it's not very fun to play. It's not very interesting to watch. So I think we're only going to do offense in this franchise. Keep it moving, keep the videos shorter, keep the games better. This is kind of cool. This is the first thing I've ever seen from this game. I haven't played any games yet. I haven't messed with it at all, so forgive me if I really suck. As I said, it's been years since I played Madden, but I sure do love football, and I sure do love Madden. I used to play this game all night long, every night. And it was crazy because I used to beat the computer like 256 to nothing. And the reason it was 256 is because that is the highest score I could get on those early Madden games that I played. That's all the counter would go to. So I used to be very, very good at this game. But I don't know if any of the controls have changed. I don't even remember what all the controls are, to be honest with you. I'm hoping that it just kind of comes back to me as I play. But we'll see what happens. I might get my butt kicked and you guys might laugh at me, and that's okay. I tell you what, Madden games have come a long way. This is amazing. The graphics are great. It's very, very cool.
Hi, everybody. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles.
We got awesome commentary.
Take a look at this Charger club entering play here. And I don't think from what we saw down
All right, so new moment detected. We're in the first quarter, so basically they just kicked off and now we have the ball.
So the football will be at the 25.
I think we're going to go with the coach suggestions most of the time. So I don't spend a whole lot of time scrolling through playbooks and all that. We're just going to pick from what the coach suggests. If it's a situation where that's not feasible because it's not going to work, then I might switch. We're going to start off by running the ball here. And
Not much to speak of. Call it a 1 yard
we did all right. We got a yard. I mean, it's not great, but
no doubt about it.
just kind of get our feet wet a little bit. I'm just kind of learning this game again to see what it's all about. I'll try to remember to do the little preview before each play so you guys can see. This is a pass play. Got some interesting patterns. We'll see who gets open. I like to throw to my halfback a lot, my tight ends a lot, and a lot of the safety valves. I will take some long passes as well if the people are open. But I kind of like to work the field. So we're going to do a lot of passing here because I got to gain 50 yards with my quarterback in the first quarter to achieve that goal. So it looks like we're going to have either Y or X fairly good here. That was not a good throw. One thing I'm already noticing about the passing, it is different than I remember because you don't get rid of the ball very quickly at all. It takes you a lot longer to throw the pass. So when I hit the button and I wanted to throw it, it didn't throw it for a second or two after I hit the button. So I have to get used to that. So I guess we're going to punt this away on 4th and 4.
Deep for the Chargers, Desmond King.
Not a very good first drive, I will admit to that. But it's the first series that we've run in probably 4 or 5 years. So
41-yard punt, 2 on the return. And
at least I didn't turn over the ball, right?
They take over.
Justin Herbert. He's only 70 overall. He's not that great. We shouldn't have too much trouble here. I got to figure out how, okay. I don't have to skip anything. That's good. It just kind of does it for me. All right, we've got a play action or some runs.
So the football will be at the 25.
Looks like both runs are right up the middle.
Set to take over.
So we're going to go play action. B is looking pretty sweet. Ooh, Y is nice too, but I'm going B. Nice. All right, that's a completion for a first down. Very cool.
Before being stopped just before the 35. 39 yards there, a big one.
It's just a first down, dude. He celebrated a lot, didn't he? For just a first down.
Almost routine for him, but still.
I remember a time in football where you weren't even allowed to celebrate anymore at all. Like, you would get a flag if you celebrated. Of course, that was coming off of when you would have the whole team gather in the end zone and basically do a play every time they scored. It did get rather excessive and ridiculous. So we're going play action again, and another completion. One thing you'll notice about me when I play, I like to throw a lot of passes, as I said earlier, to running back, to my safety valve, to my tight ends. And I love crossing patterns and post patterns. That's my favorite thing to throw. You're not going to see me throwing a whole lot of fly patterns or anything like that. I will if the guy is open. If it's just a wide open, wonderful throw. But I love those crossing patterns and those posts. You hit that guy right after the break, and it's like magic. This is curls, and I'm not a fan of curls, so we'll see what happens. I do have the running back I can chuck it to.
From the red zone now,
So that's good. Why did I throw to him? I think I hit the wrong button. I was trying to throw to my tight end. My tight end was just standing there wide open looking at me like, hey, dummy, throw the ball. And I think I hit the wrong button because I threw over to the receiver on the left who was in double coverage. Ooh, I like the tight end on this one, too. Let's see if he gets open. We had an open guy right over here, so I went ahead and just dumped it off. Pick up a little bit of yardage. The tight end was looking kind of sketch. He had to make his break yet. There was a lot of people back in the secondary back there.
Now here's 3rd and 3.
Oh, yeah.
Back to throw again.
That is good.
And this is caught. It's Cooper. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal
Looks like they're
line at
playing
the
a lot of
30.
zone defenses on me because there's a
Looking
lot
for
of
a
holes,
third
man.
down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
And it's fairly easy when somebody's playing zone to exploit those holes and just move the ball right on down the field on them.
Everything's more condensed. It has to be quicker, and you've got to deliver the ball on time. Your biggest worry?
I was getting ready to explain the difference between zone and man defense, but that's pretty obvious, I think, to anybody that watches football. Man, they follow your receivers around. Each defender has a receiver that they're responsible for. Zone, you're responsible for an area of the field. So when you're playing against a zone, that's a touchdown, by the way. When you're playing against a zone, you will have soft spots where you're leaving one zone, entering another zone. And if you can hit your receiver in those soft spots, you are golden.
To hand that football off. I think it's safe to say that he made the right
I actually
decision.
played
That was a
football
heck of a
as
run.
well in high school. I was a backup quarterback. I played tight end and defensive end. I played both ways. I played offense and defense. So usually I was a tight end and then I would play defensive end. And I was just kind of the backup quarterback in case our quarterback got hurt. But we had the two greatest running backs I've ever had the honor of playing with in my life. A gentleman named Chris Crowder and a gentleman named Terrence Brown. And they were unbelievable, man. So we basically never threw the ball all year. We didn't have to. We just hand it to one of them gentlemen and touchdown city, man.
So the drive's gonna start.
But we went undefeated and won the championship that year. It was a very good year. That's the only year I played football, though. I didn't play any more than that because when I was growing up, I was very tall, just like I am now. I'm 6'5", about 300 pounds now. But I hadn't filled out yet. I wasn't big and muscular and all that. I was like a little puny string bean guy. Football was very, very tough on my very, very small frame. Dump this off to the running back. I've got miles of room here. Broke one tackle. Oh, yeah. You ain't got – oh, man. Once you make contact with the defender on this game, you're going nowhere. You can break the tackles and all that kind of stuff, but it's not like games in the past where you would hit them and kind of drag them with you and stuff. It totally takes away any ability you have to do anything once you make that contact until that little animation plays out, and then you can have control again. So that's something I'm going to need to get used to and learn as well. We got slants. I love slants. They are one of my favorites. I like slants, end patterns, and post patterns. Those are what I love. But I'm going to switch it up here and try to gain a first down with the running back, and I did, and that's great. Get a little bit closer here. We're already in the second quarter. That's why I ran. You might be thinking, why the hell are you running? Didn't you have to pick up 50 yards? Well, I did have to pick up 50 yards, but I only played one quarter because it's only the first preseason game. So there's another quarterback in right now. So I'm going to play around with the running game a little bit and the passing game. I want to learn all aspects of this. I'm going to use this first preseason game not only to get familiar with Madden again, but to learn the intricacies of the run and the pass on this game. Because every version of Madden is a little bit different from what I remember. Like I said, I haven't played it in multiple years, so that could have changed. But it seemed like in the past, every year you would have different stuff.
He understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped.
We're going to go back to the pass. I'm thinking my tight end has a nice little pattern. B is nice and open. So I'll go ahead and dump to him.
And he'll be out of bounds, taking it just shy.
All right, we got a play action, and we got a run up the middle, and we have an outside run. I like those outside runs. I'm not as much of a up-the-middle guy because this happens. But I only needed a few yards, so I figured, what the hell, let's crash right in the middle there and pick up the first down, give us a new set of downs to work with to get in the end zone. But if I had my choice of where to run, I like the sweeps. I like the sweeps because usually a tackle will pull for a sweep, and you got a nice big blocker there. And as long as you don't outrun your tackle, which I am very bad at doing, I do that all the time, then you are golden. But I haven't seen a sweep yet in the suggestions, so I don't even know. The Cowboys used to have an amazing sweep play in the I formation. Oh, come on. Dang it. That's one thing I remember from one of the old Madden games. You used to be able to get tips all the time. Like the ball would bounce off one player and another player would catch it and run with it. That was very cool. All right, why is the hot receiver? I've got the dump off to the running back if needed. That was stupid. I didn't see the linebacker or the other cornerback. Whoever that was jumped in front of it. I didn't see that guy. He was just kind of blending in with the end zone. Their jersey is the same color as the end zone, and that kind of threw me. There it is. Right in the back of the end zone, wide open. Very nice. Touchdown City. We are at 14-7 after the extra point. So we have regained the lead. That was actually close to not even being a catch because he almost stepped out of the back of the end zone before he caught that ball. All right, we still have the lead, I believe. Yes, we still have the lead, and it's 1:21 left until the half. So we're going to try to march down the field and get ourselves another score and kind of cushion our lead a little bit here. That is an interesting pattern. Oh, he's wide open. How are you going to let him just sit in the middle of the field like that, wide open? There wasn't nobody within 5 yards of that man.
22 yards on the catch and run, a first
I'll
down.
take that all day long.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so
I mean, you're just giving it to me at that point.
Have been open for them to get completions.
Damn, New York is kicking the hell out of the Jets. You see that down there on the ticker? New York's in my division as the Cowboys, so I got to pay attention to New York. I got to pay attention to Philly, the Eagles. I got to pay attention to the Skins or Washington or whatever the hell they're called now. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
A first down throw for Prescott.
Oh. I don't understand why they changed the name of the Redskins. That to me is just stupid.
45 before going out of bounds. 3 yards
The team was named by Native Americans. Like, that's who named the team. And for the longest time, they've been trying to change that name for the longest time. And, damn it. And usually Native groups come out and say, don't change the name, we like it. You know, we're proud of that. So they've never changed it before, but now they're going to change it, I guess. When I was setting up the franchise, one of the options I could have chosen to get drafted to was the Redskins. Look at that. He had a nice step on that defender. I thought I was going to get a touchdown there. Go ahead and call a timeout because I don't know how much time is left, but I don't think there's much. But I'm wondering if they're going to take that off this game in an update. We'll see what happens. You know what I think they ought to name the team? They ought to name them the Washington Code Talkers. Oh, that was a terrible thing. The Code Talkers were a group of Navajo, I believe, that developed a code in World War II based on their language. And it was unbreakable. The enemy could not break it. They were absolute heroes in the war. That would be a really cool thing because then it would still be something that the Native people could be proud of. Hell of a nice throw for a touchdown. Very nice. It could be something that they're very proud of still. And nobody could say that's derogatory in any way, right? That's not a bad thing. They were heroes, for God's sakes. But we'll see. Either that or just name it the Washington Hawks. Because that's one of the mascots of the Redskins. And that has to do with their line and back when John Riggins was the running back and all that. So the Hogs would be really cool. That would still have the history of the team and all that. And it would kind of fit with the city of Washington as well, because we all know how Congress likes to hog up all the tax money and spend it all. So I think that would be a nice thing. We're going to go ahead and run the ball again. Come on, baby. Oh, man. I thought I was going to break free there. I broke one or two tackles, and I thought I was going to be gone, but as I said, once you break that tackle, there's like a second of time when you can't go forward anymore. You're just kind of dancing in space. But the defenders are still moving, and that puts you at a very big disadvantage in the run game. I'm sure there's ways to counter that I haven't learned yet. I'll get there. Give me a game or two, and I will be absolutely unstoppable. I guarantee that. Because it's already coming back on how to play this thing. Ooh, look at that. That is a nice play up there. That strong flood. I like that crossing pattern over with Y here. Number 85, I think it is. Look at that. Oh, when I saw it, I knew it was going to be a touchdown. Before I even selected the play, I knew that was going to be a touchdown because of that pattern. That is tailor-built for me. I love the... What the hell are you guys doing? Driving a car? Oh, it was cool. I love those crossing patterns, man. If you wait for him to get across the middle of the field, he gets past the linebackers, safety's still back, the cornerback's confused as hell, especially if you're playing a zone defense out there. He's just wide open. That was beautiful. I liked that play. I don't remember what the hell it was called, though, but I liked it. All right, we've got a couple runs and a screen pass. So we're going to run right up the middle. I don't know what that green, the middle was really, really clogged. I don't know what that green square is on the field. Did you see that? When I hit the thing to show the play, there was like a green square. Is that telling me that's where I'm supposed to be running, maybe? 95 Mike, that's like the old halfback lead. We'll do that. I used to really like that halfback lead play in the I formation in the Cowboys playbook. That was a really, really nice play. It was one if you were dealing with a short yardage situation, 2 or 3 yards, you could always gain that with that play. Because your fullback would hit the hole first and just push whatever was there back a couple yards. And you were almost guaranteed to pick up some really, really good yardage. We're going to go with this slant play here. The X pattern is good and the Y pattern is good here. The X was the hot receiver on that route, so I went ahead and hit him. But honestly, I could have hit either. And then the B receiver is crossing back over the field the other direction. So you've got 2 receivers running long slants across the field, pulling all of the defense to the right side. And that B receiver is running to the left with the slant, and he's all alone over there. So that is extremely interesting. I'm going to play around with that play a lot during this franchise and really see how I can exploit the defense with it, because that is such an interesting play to use. All right, we're running right up the middle again. Seems like that's what I'm getting a lot of in the suggestion is like inside zone and halfback dive. Both plays are pretty much up the middle. Now the halfback zone has a blocker. The fullback is blocking for you, so that's good. But we're going to do this pass play, and I'm going to go out to get a touchdown because he is open as hell. So it looks like I have not lost too much of a step in this game. I'm still fairly good at it. I think it's because I understand football because I played, and as a backup quarterback, I understand the routes receivers are running. I understand how to exploit the defense and pick it apart. So that is definitely good. I'm going to have a lot of success on this game, I think. Now, when I say that, don't get it the wrong way. It wasn't like I was a star quarterback in school. I never even played a snap in an actual game. I played in practice, but never in an actual game. Because as I said, our running backs were unstoppable, so we didn't have to throw. And I don't care who you are, if you don't have to throw the ball because nobody can stop your running backs, why would you ever do it? You're risking it every time you put the ball in the air. Just put it in the hands of one of them young studs and they just rock right through. You don't even need to pass the ball. Ooh, that slot cross, the play action is a nice looking play. I don't know if that's a slot receiver or a tight end. I couldn't really tell from the diagram. But I love the way that thing looks. I should have picked it and really got a good look at it, but
Offensively with
I'm
the
trying to
lead,
figure out
they're
this
unable to keep the clock
running
going,
game.
but
That
you also want to
play action
still
X
kind of be
burst
in
cross
attack
is
mode
really
too,
cool
right? So
too.
how do you do that and not come back on your
Now the
heels?
one
Think
route
about all the
was
practices we've watched where they have that tempo
blue,
period to go over
so I'm
things
wondering
just like
if
this.
that
They
means
describe
that.
the scenario, tell you
Come on,
what they're
baby.
looking
Nah,
for,
I had
and
nothing
make
there.
sure that they're still
I wonder if that
attacking,
means that
yet at the
player is
same
in
time not going so fast
motion
as to leave too
before the
much
play,
time on the
before the
clock.
snap.
It's a gain of
That's a possibility. That halfback plunge looks really, really cool.
Superb. 5 for 6 to this point. Here it's 3rd and
That's what I'm
2.
running.
They'll try and run some
Ah,
clock
dang
here,
it.
so keep it on the ground. He's not gonna get
I
there.
should have just hit the hole, but
It was blown up in the backfield.
I saw that guy coming loose at his block, and I thought maybe I could kind of juke out of the way and roll,
Hey, a lot
but
of points have been scored in this game
all I did was
against
dance
them, but
sideways,
tally that
wait
one
for
on
him
the
to hit
side of
me.
the defense.
Do you think
So that
maybe
did not work very
possibly
well.
it can be a little bit of a changer for them? Maybe
Like I
not a
said, we'll
game
get this thing
changer,
figured
but a
out.
little bit of a momentum one that maybe they can string
As
together
long as
some
we
pretty
keep
good
putting
play
W's on the
and
board,
slow
that's all
them
that matters.
Out now comes
So
the
we're going to punt
Cowboys
again.
punter.
I
As
do
he'll
not
punt
like
away for
punting.
the
I
second
wish
time.
I would have chosen to go for it, really, on 4th and 3. I'm trying to play a little smarter because it's still kind of a close game. It's 35-21, so it's not like they can't come back.
The fair catch is taken at about the 13-yard line here.
We are at the 2-minute
Down under
warning
2
now, though,
minutes to
so
go in the
they're probably not going to come back. It would take a miracle. All right, we got 17 seconds
So now we're in
on the
final
clock
minute of
in the
in
game
fourth quarter as
before
this
it's all said
offense
and done,
gets
and
ready
I've
to
got
take over.
a bunch of running plays up the middle.
So the Cowboys in possession of the football here as we get
So
you
we're going to, I
reset.
guess, run up the
And
middle.
The scoreboard on their side, they're just looking to melt away these final couple of minutes and put this one in the left-hand column.
I got to figure out how to
Gets this
do
up
the
over
jukes and all that
15-yard
kind of
line.
stuff.
Chargers going to use their third.
It's kind of
and
why I was
final
running so much in
timeout
this game,
as
because I'm
they'll
trying
stop
to.
the clock with 12
In the old days,
seconds
you'd
to
hit
go in the football
L2
game.
or R2, like the right or left triggers was the jukes. But now right trigger makes you run faster, and I still don't know what the hell left trigger does. I can't figure that out yet. So I don't
A good
exactly
run,
know
got
what
7 on
the hell the
first.
juke
Here's
is in this
2nd and
one.
3.
Probably going to be something like the right stick or the left stick, depending on how you want to go, or something along those lines. Now, I'm not basing that. That's double coverage. That wasn't going to be a completion, but at least it stopped the clock. I'm not basing that on any knowledge of anything. I'm just guessing. That would make sense. Let's see. Drive Sluggo has
So
a
the
long
incomplete
pattern,
pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3.
but the rest of the pattern sucked. So we're going to try this and maybe hit the wide receiver because he kind of rolls around the side.
Gonna look deep for Wilson.
I can probably get a good. Oh, yeah. Oh, come on. Dang it.
24
I was
yards.
trying to break free to get that last touchdown, but I couldn't do it. All right, so that is the end of the game. We did fairly well, I believe.
Interesting. A very clean
We
game,
won.
no turnovers by either
That's
side.
An
something
absolute
at least.
rarity when we watch
Once I get
teams
through
now
preseason
because
and my guy is
defense
playing all the
puts such an
time,
emphasis on
it'll be a
taking
lot
the ball
better.
away. Well, what we saw here was offense is spending their time saying, look, you know they're coming for it. Ball security is paramount. So they worked on that.
35-21 was the final score. I had 377 passing yards, 82 rushing yards, 11.7 yard average per play. That's not
So
too
that'll
bad.
just about do it
It's
for
a
Charles
respectable
Davis. I'm
performance.
Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.
It's not breakout
For
video
more,
game
log on to
performance, but, it's not too
EASports.com.
terrible. 300 yards
long,
passing
everybody.
for Dak Prescott, 4 TDs. I don't know what I had. I didn't score any touchdowns. That sucks. But I did gain my 50 yards at least, so I did get that goal done. So that's about all the time we're going to have for this episode. I'm going to try to do a
Once you're
game an
ready, go
episode
ahead and
is probably the way I'm going to do
select
it.
Advanced Week to get
That'll
to
keep
your
it
next
around a
game.
half hour. So thanks you guys for watching, and thank you for all your support, and I'll see you next week on the next game. It won't be next week. It'll be sooner than that, but the next game. The coach is happy. I moved the ball. All right, so thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you, and until I speak to you again, love many, trust few, and do harm to none. God loves you, and so do I. Bye-bye. This dude is always on his phone. You notice that?